Welcome to another edition of the Economy and Politics Show. It's a Tuesday morning, November 10th, 2020, and we're here to continue the conversation as we continue to look at developments in the oil and gas sector as it also covers the energy space. Today, we'll be looking at strengthening corporate governance in the Nigerian oil and gas industry. That will be a major thrust today, and this is through our recent interaction with Mr. Tunji Oyebanji. He is the CEO of 11 PLC, a major operator in the oil and gas sector in Nigeria. He provided his perspectives on the sidelines of the recent 2020 Annual Directors Conference powered by the Institute of Directors of Nigeria. He was able to give his perspective on some of the key developments in the Nigerian oil and gas industry as it concerns regulations and the opportunities ahead, and also the outlook even into 2021. Watch this video.
Interestingly, I just addressed this subject at the recently concluded OTL conference. That was last week. I spoke on the subject of self-governance. And what I said during that session was to recommend that all the various associations, these marketers that you hear of, MOMAN, DAPMA, IPMAN, all of these kind of associations should have charters that guide the operations of their members, where they have do's and don'ts. For instance, when you sell to somebody, you sell 10,000 naira, you must make sure that that person is actually getting 10,000 naira. So you have a charter like that that includes such kind of conditions, and you have a mechanism for penalizing your members who do not follow those guidelines and those principles. There's no doubt that is the only way we can sustain this new deregulated environment in which we are coming in. And it goes, it's not only about pricing and product delivery, it's about even the quality of products that we sell. We should ensure that we are all selling quality products. And if any of our members decides to bring in substandard product, then we should have a way of penalizing such a member so that everybody toes the proper line, and the business and the market and the consumers, everybody ends up being satisfied because we are doing the right thing. Well, of course, there must be, as we've always said, the fact that we've called for deregulation doesn't mean there shouldn't be any laws or any regulation guiding the industry. However, what we've said is rather than regulate the prices, what we should have regulations on are things like product quality, about means of safety in delivering products, about making sure that products are transported in a safe manner, about ensuring that people get their value for money at the forecourt. So we see PIB as a way of updating the laws in the industry to make sure that the business is viable and sustainable over time, and to reflect current developments. You know, for instance, gas is becoming much more important in the country, so you would expect to have a new legal framework that gives, talks about these different sources of energy, these new renewable sources of energy, like solar energy, like gas, like wind, like other things like that. So our expectation is that when this new law is passed, that it will be a step change for the industry. It will lead to long-term sustainability of the industry, to the betterment of the economy as a whole. Well, for the downstream, I don't think there's any issue really as far as local content. Today, only one downstream company is what I would call an international oil company. Every other person is a local player, so there's really no issue of local content as far as the downstream is concerned. Where you may look for a bit more in the downstream, maybe in terms of contracting, maybe there's some specialized construction skills that are still not available locally. I think where we need to look at local content more has to do with the upstream, which is much more technical, which is much more sophisticated. We're definitely not where we should be, but I think government has put in place various measures, and over time, because again, it's not something you can achieve overnight. You have to take your time, because if not, you will destabilize the industry. So my expectation is that with time, things will begin to improve. We hope a lot depends on when COVID-19 will finally be out of the way. As you know, in many parts of the world, they are going into a second wave of COVID. In some places, they have even announced new lockdown in the country. So it's very difficult to predict. If and when COVID is finally gone, then I believe that things will begin to get back to normal. Demand will will start to grow again, and then we can see. But I don't see that happening maybe to the middle of 2021. And that is clearly, it has to do with the complete end of COVID-19, or at least the development of a vaccine for it. Other than that, we'll have to take our time to see how we can survive this very tough period, and only hope for the best for the new year.
Welcome back. With the victory of Senator Joe Biden, the Democratic candidate of the United States of America, the world's largest economy and leading democracy, it brings in a new season for the renewable energy industry. Some of the leaders describe it as a bright day, a great day, and a new dawn. It received a major boost as it is determined to return the United States of America to the Paris Climate Agreement, which current President Donald Trump pulled America out from. Also, for those that have been following the campaign trail of Senator Joe Biden, he had rolled out a $1 trillion green energy plan for the U.S., positioning the United States of America as one of those green energy-friendly nations in the world with a span-decade plan to investments, infrastructure, and every other layer of the economy to support its sustainable economy. This is to kick off as soon as he's sworn in as the 46th President of the United States of America, January 20, 2021. This has been received by stakeholders in the industry with very, very warm hands, and they're very excited about the prospects of a Biden presidency. For our viewers, you can remember I told you last week that a Biden presidency will bring a boost to renewable energy activities globally. American Wind Energy Agents Association CEO Tim Kanan said that Biden's win will shape a cleaner and more prosperous energy future in the U.S. Also, Liz Bourdock, CEO of the Business Network for Offshore Wind, suggested that the victory was a vote for a future that focuses on climate change solutions and re-engaging on the international stage. The solar energy industry's CEO in America, Abigail Ross Hopper, capped it by saying that an accelerated transition to renewable power provides both climate protection and economic prosperity. With more than $60 billion in annual investments and two of the nation's fastest growing job categories, wind turbine technician and solar power installer, renewable energy can help power America's economic recovery as it did in 2009. Just clearly shows that renewable energy will be the very critical space that the Biden administration will be pushing. But for one industry that benefited a lot from the administration of President Trump, all eyes will be on what President Biden, when sworn in, will be doing. The issue of fracking in parts of the US, will it be stopped or will their regulations encourage it? Oil and gas drilling activities, how will it look like under his administration? This will have its own impact, not only in the US, but across the globe. So all eyes will be on how President Biden, apart from driving the renewable energy industry, will also face oil and gas operations in the US and globally. But definitely, the oil and gas industry will be bracing up for a new era in the White House, and that definitely is one space that we'll continue to monitor. international crude oil price varying between $37 to $40 per barrel continues to be a major concern for Nigeria, and of course, its budget estimates. So it will be also a very important issue to look at. These are all the developments that we'll continue to keep ourselves abreast of, and assure all our viewers when it comes to oil and gas updates, we'll be on top of it as it happens and comes. And that'll be all for this edition of the Economy and Politics Show. It's very important that we continue to drive governance and regulations in the industry in Nigeria to make it prosperous and inclusive for all. You can send your views and comments about strengthening corporate governance and ethics in the oil and gas industry in Nigeria to news@ProChange.com. Tell us how you feel about it, and we'll respond appropriately on the questions or comments you make. We'll acknowledge them. Also, you can log on to our website, www.ProChange.com, to watch our videos, news reports, analysis, very rich analysis that we have for you, and you would get so much insights there and very nice things to gain from. Till we come your way again, thank you for watching. Have a nice day and stay safe.